Hello, all you beautiful people. This is your host, Chris K here, aka the Hardcore Analyzer, bringing you another episode of The Guide Through Deathmatch Wrestling. In this week's episode, we're covering location-based brawls. See, a location-based brawl is just a standard hardcore match with the same stipulation of pinfall or submission, but with the added location-based combat, i.e., what we're going to be talking about today. All the deletion matches, which, yeah, we're covering in broad. The Tooth and Nail match, Stadium Stampede, Backstage Brawl, Parking Lot Brawl, Boiler Room Brawl, Bar Room Brawl, and Empty Arena. Okay, let's get this done out the way. We're starting this off with the deletion matches. Okay, this match type was created by Broken Matt Hardy in order to get revenge on his brother. This match type could either be a singles match, or a multi-man match, or a tag team match. Either one of those three. It's just your standard pinfall, submission, could be elimination if it's a tag team multi-man match, or tornado tag rules for a tag team match. Okay? The main thing is, it's a cinematic match, which involves all the wackiness. Now, I'll remind you guys, the three matches I'm talking about, well, probably except for Stadium Stampede, are all cinematic. So what's revolving around camera tricks and special effects. At least in the deletion matches this case. But thanks to Matt Hardy's powers that he gotten from being broken, a lot of wacky power-based stuff happens in the in the deletion matches, all revolving around Matt Hardy and whatever powers of the week he has. Now, it's not all just powers that make this unique. There are unique types of weapons that are in the Hardy compound. A few examples is the dilapidated boat with its oars, the mower of lawns, fireworks. Yeah, that was fun. And kind of mixing the powers with the actual object, Vanguard 1. Yep, and so, with that out the way, we're covering the Tooth and Nail match, which saw Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, face off against. I might be wrong on this. I think it was Jade Cargill. And that match actually took place in a doctor's office. Now, this one, it was kind of a little bit lax on its pinfall and submission rule. I think in this one, it was knockout, is how it ended. I don't know, I don't remember the match that well. But it took place in the doctor's office where they brawled all throughout it. And the weapons that were in that one were all your standard dentist office tools. Like syringes, that little scraper thing. I think they even used to floss. I don't know. But okay, with that being out the way. Oh, and by the way, it was a singles match. It's kind of only supposed to be a singles match. Now we're on to the multi-man match, known as Stadium Stampede. Okay, this match type takes place all throughout a football stadium, and your standard weapons is everything in the football stadium. The ring post, or the oh yeah, you can use the ring post because there's a ring right in the middle of that stadium. But you could use the goal post. You could use golf carts. You could use champagne bottles. You could use t-shirt cannons. Anything in that football stadium is up for grabs to use as weapons against your opponents. Now, normally, this is where I have to differentiate in this multi-man match because it's supposed to be a 5-on-5 tag team match with tornado rules. That being no tag ins, none. The only way to win is to get one of your opponents and do either a pinfall or submission on them. Standard rules. Okay, now that's out the way. Now we're covering backstage brawls. Okay, first one is the standard backstage brawl, which takes place just in the back of the arena. Just kind of the regular use anything as a weapon, and it can either be pinfall, submission, or knockout, adding the stipulation of a knockout. So, with that out the way again, now we got parking lot brawls. Now, this one is more or less a street fight that's within a parking lot. Either it could be surrounded with people or just the wrestlers themselves back there. It involves them optionally wearing street clothes. So basically, what I have on now, just regular clothes. But you could use basically anything that's related to a car there. Because, well, what else are you going to use? You're surrounded with cars. But you can use like tire irons, windshields, slam your opponent onto a car, all that fun stuff. Now, that out the way, we go on to Boiler Room Brawls. Now, this one takes place, like the name suggests, but obviously again, in a boiler room. That being the deepest part of the arena. Now, this one, first time it was revealed, had a different match type, but all the ones later on just used their standard pinfall submission. The original match type was whoever could make it to the ring first wins. Okay? And the first one took place between The Undertaker and Mankind. Now, it's kind of a Mankind specific stipulation where most of the time it was Mankind in that match. I do think if it would have still continued, that other wrestlers could have used it, but it's mainly been a Mankind match. Weapons of the Boiler Room are standard Boiler Room stuff. Now adding some more deathmatch kind of related weapons, along with some of the normal WWE standard weapons. That being tables, ladders, and chairs. But in the more deathmatch related stuff, there was actually planes of glass that were used once. And there is metal pipes. There's like I think a stop sign was used once, or some kind of sign, and anything metal. Use the environment to your advantage is basically how you get through this match. And now we go on to the last one, which is a more standard one that starts in the ring. The difference is, when normally they're surrounded by fans, there are no fans. Because now we're going on to the one and only empty arena brawl. Well, okay, not one and only. There's been two. And this one, now I can honestly say, is either a single or multi-man match. Singles as in, well, obviously, or a multi-man match as in a triple threat, because that's the other one that took place. Now, the first one took place between The Rock versus Mankind. Again, I gotta say again a lot of times in this video, because man, was Mankind like taking this whole fight everywhere mentality to a whole new level. But this empty arena match starts off in the ring, again with your standard WWE weapons, but incorporating what would AEW then go on to produce with the same Stampede, using all of the arena to your advantage. Using the fans as seats, using the stairs, even going out into the parking lot and using a forklift from there, using the concession stands, just all the fun stuff that makes us love hardcore wrestling. And with that, I can finally say I have completed this episode. Man, this was a pain in the ass. I'm probably leaving that part out. But if I don't, hey, that's just my style, man. Uh, but with that, I gotta say goodbye, good night, and see ya. Bang.